Okay,
you can go in laughing. Shit.
Woo!
If you love me, I'm a.
I shouldn't look in the camera.
No.
Oh, okay.
I gotta keep my.
If you love me, I'm a.
Yo, it's Ebony. Happy Hour with Ebony. Welcome. We have our guest, Dare, here. And tell me what you do.
Oh, we just put the pressure on there?
Yeah.
I would like to be introduced, if that's okay. Like,
Oh, you want me to introduce you?
Yeah, like let the world know who I am. Just like say,
okay.
just tell me what you do. I'm like, I do a lot of shit.
Oh,
so,
okay, cool. So I know him through listening to the Verse podcast.
Okay.
And it is about hip-hop nostalgia. Talking about Lil' Kim, Tupac, whoever you like.
Good
I'm
call.
a big rocker fan. But, hip-hop is cool, too.
Oh, damn. Okay, that's what's up. Yeah, I mean, I appreciate you having me, like, first and foremost. But, yeah, I do host a hip-hop podcast with the hip-hop head mistress. She's the co-host, and we just been doing this thing for almost 2 years or whatever. And, yeah, that's one aspect of my life. You know what I mean?
That's all I know.
That's all you know? Okay.
For right now. And he does he works with technology also.
Yeah, in my daily I do sell a lot of technology.
Okay.
Yeah.
So let's get to it. We're talking about polyamory and non-monogamy. And this guy, he told me that it's two different things.
Yes. Well, because you said two things. You said polyamory, and then you said non-monogamy. So, I think the difference gets misconstrued. If that's a word, is that a word? Misconstrued?
Yes, misconstrued.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I guess that's a word. It gets mixed up. So, when people talk about polyamory. And then they talk about non-monogamy. They put them in the same sentence, or the same boat. Like it has the same definition, but it doesn't.
It doesn't have the same definition. Okay, so to me, what I've learned is non-monogamy means that you date several people, whether it's fidelity or infidelity, and then polyamory is when you have relationships with several people, and these relationships aren't just like screwing around, swinging, sucking everybody's dick. It's more like you have 3 boyfriends and maybe a wife, but they're your boyfriend or your husband or something, like somebody that means so much to you. You can have 3 people mean so much to you.
Okay, I can unpack that a little bit more. So, non-monogamy, like you said, infidelity or fidelity. Well, I like to say, you can do either one of these ethically or non-ethically. So, there's unethical polyamory and unethical non-monogamy. So, unethical non-monogamy would be like a serial cheater. Unethical polyamory would be someone that has multiple relationships and they don't know about each other, and then you're lying to them, sort of thing. So, but you have feelings for all of them. Yeah. But anyway, what I put in my wheelhouse, or what's in my wheelhouse, is the ethical form of these, and being ethically non-monogamous would be that you're honest with everyone that you're involved with or dating. From the beginning, you'll say, hey, like I guess if you're dating a guy and you're saying, hey, by the way, hey, I date other people as well. You don't have to like jump into it on the first date that you see other people, but you do. You just let it out. You just let it hang out.
Yeah, because I feel like on the first date, it's like take it or leave it, as opposed to like getting feelings for me. Like some people fall fast. Some people have sex on the first date or second date. To me, it depends on the guy when it comes to sex, but I told him on the first date. I
Yeah,
said, look.
yeah, it should depend on the guy.
Well, it depends. For my choice, it depends on the guy, like whether or not I want to have sex with him on the first date or not.
Okay.
But I do tell you, like, hey, I'm looking for my husband. So you have to understand that I'm on the prowl and I'm single because I'm not married and I'm ready to mingle and I'm going to find that right guy. And you're going to have to understand that I'm dating other guys to get to that right guy. Because what happens is if you are unreliable and he's dependable, boom, like he wins. And then after we get married, we're going to talk about whether or not we're going to be polyamorous, open, closed. We're going to have that conversation when you get down on one knee. And
Okay.
then my decision will be based off of whatever he can do, just because I can do all of it.
Damn. That's so you went all the way down the line on that. I got to bring it back because like you went all the way to like how you choosing a husband, and that's dope though that you like let them know like, hey, I'm looking for a husband, and like what that would mean is that you're looking for a nesting partner.
Yeah.
And that's the way that's the term we use in the polyamorous community, is we call it nesting partner because it's a partner that you choose to nest with, like birds, or you buy property, or you make kids with, or or whatever, you build a family as that being your home base relationship. But I understand why you might want to say like, hey, like,
Because I'm not
from the
about to waste
beginning.
my time 3 years with no dude, 7 years with no dude. I'm 27 years old.
I don't know if it's actually non-monogamous to just tell a dude that you're looking for your husband. Like, that's not non-monogamous. It's like girls say that all the time. Like,
But I'm looking for my husband, so you got to stand in line.
oh, that's the part you
stand
left
in
out.
line.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
Like, oh, I'm looking for my husband. Pause. But like, so stand in line. I got like three other dudes trying to
that you got to have to compete
that
with.
I'm trying to decide for.
Yeah.
I think that's just dating in the new world like that we're in.
But how come nobody's honest about that?
I think that people are afraid. I think men have an issue with trusting women and saying that they're seeing other women, because women hold the keys to sex. Like, so men feel like pressured to, and that's not right.
Yeah.
Because I would love to like teach all my friends. I talk about it all the time, and they like that I teach about like how to really love yourself as a man, which is it's not easy because
Society.
well, I won't know if I blame it on society, but it's just like cultural things. Like, when men have to make all these decisions, so to speak, like we have to go out there and work and then give, well, you get to choose what you want to do. You know what I mean? As a man in the world now, and and because they don't trust women, they end up becoming toxic, and they end up lying because the one thing that fear causes is dishonesty for sure. So, yeah, I mean, that's probably why they're not turning back to you after you say, I'm looking for my husband. They're not like, oh, I'm looking for my wife too. So you stand in line too,
I've had some people tell me they're looking for their wife too, but they're not telling me to stand in line. I've never been cheated on, and if I have, I don't know, and I don't care.
It's gonna look like this.
I can't control you.
But the truth, I mean, so okay, that's a good so what's cheating then?
Cheating is lying. Cheating is
I agree
texting
with
somebody and then like having a lock on your phone and getting scared when your girl be like, "Oh, what's the password? I'm trying to turn your volume down." You be like, "No."
Why is she trying to turn the volume down anyway?
Because I don't know. She's sleepy. She's trying to sleep.
You ain't sleep. You got your own. Turn the volume down. What you talking about, man? I got documents on my phone I don't want you to see. Fuck the text message shit, man. I got my banking password on there. That's the thing. Shit,
Ooh,
looking at my bank balance.
Hey, I'm about to use that.
Like, you ain't about to just look at my phone for a lot of reasons.
Social security number.
Yeah, dude. Like, man, I got like phone numbers and text messages.
So let's talk about side chick, main chick.
No, I mean, okay, just to kind of close that off, like when it comes to the difference between polyamory and non-monogamy. So all of it is so polyamory, polygamy,
Polyandry.
polyandry, swinging, kink,
BDSM.
all that is non-monogamy. Okay? So, polyamory is just one part.
Okay.
So, if you're polyamorous, you're non-monogamous, but if you're non-monogamous, you might not be polyamorous.
I like that sound.
You see what I'm saying? Because polyamory, it means that you have the capacity to have multiple relationships that are growing.
Yes.
And they're relationships. They're not just smashing or fucking, whatever you want to say, like, or they're not as casual. Like they have an intention and a direction.
Yes.
And and in polyamory there is still dating, and dating is just the phase. That's why I say, like, when you meet a guy, like, that's just, you could be a monogamous person and be like, oh, I'm looking for my husband, and be dating a bunch of different people. It doesn't necessarily mean that you're,
So I might be monogamous?
you okay, so
I don't know. I'm confused with my sexuality, you guys. I don't know what the
with your orientation.
it's like sexual, or was it
No, your relationship
I
orientation.
know my sexual orientation.
Yeah.
But I don't know my relationship orientation.
Yeah, there
But
is a
hey,
difference.
I'm only
There's
27 years old, so
you kind of old. You should know that by now.
I'm climbing up that tree.
Oh man, but I mean, I'm a lot older than you, so I'm gonna slow down before you start capping on me. Like, but on the real, yeah, there's sexual orientation, and there's relationship orientation, and I think that with casual dating, I don't think that's a place until you decide that, hey, look, I really like you. Let's find something to build. At that point, they use words like, let's be exclusive now. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Because you can casually date people until somebody says, I want to be exclusive. Once you say that, then you're like, oh, you're seeing other people? Like, whoa, like, I'm jealous and that hurts my feelings. But if you're polyamorous, when someone says, oh, I met somebody today and, like, they're amazing, and you're like, oh, well, tell me more. The only difference is the way you respond. You can still feel jealous. You can still feel possessive. You can still feel like, damn, like, really? You met somebody already? Man, you know what I'm saying? You could be like, man, like, where does that leave me? Or whatever.
It
but
leaves you in the box that you in, and there's somebody else in the box with their in
right.
next to me.
And that's the point I'm getting at. Like, it's as a polyamorous person, there's a lot of self-talk that takes you to a place that says, oh, I trust this person to do what they do to make themselves happy. Mm-hmm. If they're happy enough to tell me, that means they care enough about me. So it takes time to get there, because social construct has, like, brought us to this point where we're like, hey, man, woman, child, man, woman, child, man, woman, child. You know what I mean? And that's the way it's built. And there's a lot of science behind that. So we are just responding to the science of how, like, how we're supposed to grow as human beings. However, if you study the history of so many early civilizations, even like some of my family that goes back to Nigeria, West Africa.
Me too.
My father, like, he was raised in a place where, seeing adults were all or parental figures. So
the village.
It can be 400 or 500 people in a neighborhood, and you could have a person that you see all the time, and now that person, you call them your brother 20 years later, but y'all aren't, like, blood related. You know what I'm saying? Or, like my grandfather that had, like, 4 wives, they all played a different role. You know what I mean?
4 wives legally?
Yeah.
Oh, that's beautiful.
Well, I mean, it wasn't outlawed at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, it's now outlawed because of Christianity, but
yeah, that's.
I mean, I'm not gonna knock Christianity.
We're just saying that things are religion. A lot of Christians are.
Colonizers brought certain types of relationship structure and people and they gain power, and then they control the way people procreate. That's just the way it works.
Legalize polyamory. Legalize it.
It's legal already. Polyamory is not illegal.
It's legal?
Yeah, you can have. Well,
in California.
I don't know if it's okay. So I guess the only way polyamory could be legal is if you can marry more than one person.
Exactly, that's how I feel.
But you can always do like contracts and things like that. There's ways for you to have ceremonies that are close to your heart for that person. 3 people can do it. There was it's in Brazil. I know it's legal for sure because there has been records of a 3-person marriage there.
Okay.
So.
Okay.
Yeah, all those things.
So we're gonna talk about like hierarchy or what people like to say layman's term side chick, main chick, or is everybody
let's
like
get back to that.
on the same level, or does she get a Valentine? Do I not? Because the monogamous people feel like February 14th is my day, and the 15th you cheat. You know what I'm saying? It's like
okay. Well, ask me anything. What you got?
Okay, so like how to handle. Let's just say somebody has a wife.
Okay.
And that wife, obviously, if you guys have a mortgage together and the baby has to be picked up from daycare.
Yeah, all that.
I cannot take you out on a date with my daughter has to be picked up from daycare. Are you okay with that? And if you're not okay with that, then it's like, I can't date you, or we're gonna have to work on that. It's just kind of one of those things that everybody wants all the attention.
Let me try to get straight what you're saying. So are you saying like, so I'm a guy and I'm married and I'm seeing another woman.
Yeah.
Right. And you're asking about like a conflict in time.
A conflict, just something like
like
that.
So like
or
if she wants me to go out with her, but I have to tend to my kid.
Yeah, but I feel like monogamous people tend to feel like, well, you have a wife, she's above me. And it's like nobody's above you. Maybe sometimes they are, depending on how the relationship is. Either it's egalitarian or it's hierarchical. If it's egalitarian, then it's like nobody's above anybody. But I've dated this person for 11 years. I'm not going to treat you. I've been dating you 3 months. I'm not going to treat you the same way that somebody that I've been dating for 10 years.
Yeah.
Period.
Good. Well, good. You did your research. You know about the terms. Like so.
Yeah.
There are types of polyamory and non-monogamy that follow either one of those schools of thought. So it can be hierarchical, which is where there is a person that has veto power over everything.
Explain veto power.
Veto. The word veto is to turn it down. So like in government, a president can veto a bill and say like if it passed the Senate and everything, and he can say nope, we're not doing it. That's a veto power because that person's at the top. That's a hierarchical. It's a hierarchy in businesses like that, where you have a CEO that can like everything he has to sign it for it to go into action. Whereas as it's going up that ladder, that's the hierarchy goes up to you. So you got people on the floor, sales floor, then you got managers and GM and district and regional, then vice president, then president, you know what I'm saying? That type of thing. So there are those types of arrangements, you know. I've seen them. I don't subscribe, and I don't think they're healthy, in my opinion. I subscribe to the egalitarian polyamory. Egalitarian is where everyone is considered equal value.
Yeah.
Meaning that you can grow the same way with the person that you just met, the same way as you grew with the person you've been with for 5 years. Everybody has their own maturity date.
Yeah.
And those relationships operate on their own independence, opposed to crossing in to, as in hierarchy, it crosses into the top relationship.
Right. Is that even polyamorous, or is that like side chick, main chick shit?
It's more on the polygamy side.
Than
polygamy. Anything. So like polygamy would be like, okay, well, you have a first wife, and so she has all this stuff, and then your second, and then your third. But I mean, with like polyamory is very different. So, but as far as side chick is concerned, you're right. Like a lot, I would tell you from my personal experience, I've struggled with trying to find to have a connection that remains respectful. Like, so in a way, like, okay, I'll give you a case in point. Dating a girl, like, so like, oh, you know, I don't even, like I said, it's up to you if you want to throw it out in the beginning. I don't throw it out till I find a connection. If I'm just talking to you and we're out and we're kicking it and we might be flirting,
Yeah.
that's the one thing. Because honestly, I flirt with everybody, so I flirt with women all the time. Like I really, you know what I'm saying. It does just the way it is. It's the way I have fun.
Shit, you do that to everybody. Fuck it.
No, it's
Not
it doesn't mean you're not important. It just means that it's my personality. But the point is this: it's because I and I use the term flirting, but I like to. I use that just for general audience to kind of get the idea, but I do seek to engage and connect with people on a regular basis. So, if back to my point, what was my point?
You were talking about engaging with someone and not being able to maintain the respect.
Okay, yeah. So I was giving you my story about like how I was dating.
I think I know where you're going with this.
I was dating a girl and like, okay. Anyway, it's just that once I found the connection, I'm like, hey, I think you're dope. I think you're amazing. Like, you know what I mean? I know that we're gonna like hit it off, and then I say, yeah. So I'm polyamorous, by the way. Like, you know, just letting you know. I have this, and this going on in my life. You know, I have a nesting partner. I have offspring. I have all these great things, and I express it in a very high vibrational way to let them know that that's what I come with. What you see and what you like in front of you is because of what I have. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those people or those responsibilities has given me the light to shine.
Wow,
for you to
that's
see
beautiful.
me. So I tell is it beautiful?
That's beautiful.
No, it's true, man. It's fucking
so
true.
beautiful.
All right, so but yeah, like so I'll say that and they'll be like, oh my god, that's like you just said it's beautiful, right?
Yeah.
That's what they all say. Oh my god, like that's awesome.
then
Like
3
of course
months later-
I don't have any problems with that. No, of course you should love your wife, you should love your kid, you should be doing all these great things that brought you your beautiful ass in front of me. Yeah, hell yeah, I want this shit. You know what I'm saying? And then all of a sudden, you know, you get into it and you're doing it and you're like doing it and doing it and doing it well and doing it and doing it. And then once you're doing it, 3 months go down the line, you know, and they're like, oh my god, like, oh, so do you sleep in the same bed with your wife? Like, yeah, I do. She's my wife, and we've been together for double-digit years. I've known her for more than half my life. Like, she's not only the homie, but also the mother of my kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? But I will tell you, you know, at that point, like, that realization comes through and says, you know what? I didn't know that it was really like that.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And you're like, wow, man, like, okay. And then you got to break up.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah. And so this is the thing. The emotion that that woman was feeling is normal.
Yeah, that's
So
normal.
don't, like, I tell people, like, polyamory is not about, like, doesn't mean you don't feel jealous. And guys gotta understand, it's okay to be jealous, man. Like, you can tell a girl, like, I'm super jelly right now. Like, you can say that. Like,
be
I
natural.
say, like, I say that and you get nervous around new women, and, you know, and you need that comfortability with a partner to say, hey, look, man, look, lady, you're, you know, I just met this girl, like, she's hot, like, you should meet her, like, I'm gonna invite her for dinner, like, type thing. You know what I mean? And for that partner, that woman to be like, oh, okay, that's what's up. She's gonna be a little jealous, just like if she's like, oh, I just met this guy, and I'll bring him over for dinner. You know what I mean? And that's where the disconnect happens with men, because men are like, they tell me all the time, like, look, man, damn. Like, you can have more than one woman. Like, that's what's up, bro. Like, your girl's cool with it. That's what's up. And then all of a sudden, and I'm like, yeah, but, you know, she can see other guys, too. And they're like, whoa, I don't know if I can do that, though.
Yeah, it's the ego.
I mean, you could say that it's the ego. The ego, you're right, but you gotta be more specific. Like,
The ego of, like, I'm a man. No, my bitch ain't gonna be dating other men.
why do women think men think like that? Like,
Because they feel like, I can't tell my homies that she dating other dudes. They gonna think I'm weak.
yeah, that you're right on that one. I don't know about like oh my god, like I'm a big muscle man, but I love when women do that when they try to act like men. They're like, "I'm a big guy," or you know. I'd be like, "What the fuck?" Like, nah, man, we don't do that shit. Unless we get mad, and then we're like, "You better shut your ass up." You know? I don't think. I think we just have to understand that our relationships with that person is unique, just like your life is unique, right? If I heard this Buddhist Shaolin master talk about this story about going up a mountain, right? It was a guy that saw this mountain. He really wanted to get to the top because he sees people climbing that mountain all the time. And so the day comes where he can climb that mountain, and when he gets to the foot of the mountain, he sees somebody coming down. He's like, hey, can you tell me what it's like at the top? And that person tells him what it was like to travel to the top and the journey. And he's like, thank you. And he walks away, and he's like thinking to himself, oh, I don't know if that seems pretty difficult. I don't know if I can do it the way they did it. And then he asks somebody else, oh, can you tell me how you got to the top? The point is that your journey, you can't explain in words what it means to be at the top and have clarity.
Woo.
That's 100% uniquely yours.
Wow, that's beautiful.
So you can't really, take somebody else's experience or somebody else's connection with someone else and say that it's greater or different than the one you have with that person.
Ooh, that's
so that's part of my philosophy, things that I've grown to understand over the last 8 years that I've been polyamorous, So, so that's the part that leads me to the compersion. You know what I mean? It takes me to compersion. What compersion?
You want in layman's terms.
Okay, so compersion essentially is the emotion that you experience once you pass jealousy. So when you experience jealousy and you feel that uneasy, uncomfortable feeling, and you're able to identify it, and then you're able to go past it, meaning that now I am no longer jealous because I'm happy that my partner is happy. So that's an experience with your partner's joy that isn't based on your own ego. You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
So yeah, dude, so every relationship's different.
Yeah, and that's how I feel the same way. It's like if a guy is married and then he's been dating a girl for 3.5 years and he just met a girl and he's taken the one to Brazil that he's been dating for 2-3 years. Don't get jealous if you've only been dating him 3 months or 3 weeks, because he's taking her to Brazil, and it's like you're gonna go to Brazil too or Vegas or something, but he just met you. It's okay. Right. It's okay, and be happy when they go to Brazil. Look at the pictures and tell him, "Oh, baby, that was so cute how she jumped off of the little the jump spring and stuff. That was adorable."
You really want to ask about the sex.
Oh, let's do that.
No, what I'm saying is no. I mean, in that which we will talk about at some point, sex. Yeah. But I'm saying when they come back, you want to know about the sex. You're not
that's
the type.
Not my business.
You're not the type.
I know you guys was hanging
I'm
off the
so
goddamn
that type.
ceiling and sucking and hanging off the ceiling, and
I feel like I maybe still got some ways to go, man. And we always have still more journey to go. If we're living, we still got ways to grow. But
I don't ask about the sex. If you want to tell me about the sex. Okay, cool. I'm all ears.
I don't know. I feel like I would sometimes ask girls about the sex,
and then I'm gonna tell your ass and be like, he fucked me in my ass.
Pause.
Be like, babe, I know I told you was the only one that could fuck me in my ass, but he fucked me in my ass. But I'm telling you that he fucked me in my ass.
Wow, we just said that 6 times in 2 minutes. So glad that whatever, Facebook and every other platform.
I have to stop dropping the F-bomb. I'm sorry.
Why?
Because I'm on.
You
Facebook.
said it's the context.
Yeah.
You said fuck me in the. It's not just fuck. It's in the. Sodomy. I love it. Man, we haven't had a conversation like this in forever, dude. Oh God. Oh man. All right. So where were we going next?
Where are we going next?
I mean,
moral value. Let's talk about moral value, because we got into sex, and some people were like, "Y'all, it's all about sex." No, it's about fidelity and loyalty, trust, honesty, dignity and respect, communication and negotiation, Non-possessiveness. You heard me.
You got some anger. Who you talking to? I don't put him on blast.
I'm not gonna put him on blast because I did that last show and I said, "Oh shit."
You said somebody's name?
Yeah, I said 2 people's name on the fucking air.
All right, that's okay. No, if it happens, so what? So anyway, but but those are a lot of big words, man. Just to bring that down, like those are a lot of big words. Some of those run together. If you have dignity, you're gonna have respect. If you, the word that I think is the biggest word, in anything that's in any arrangement or any relationship that's non-monogamous in nature or strictly polyamorous or any other form, I think empathy is the one word that I would lead with. Just because breaking down what empathy is hard for us as humans. We're not born empathetic.
I had to learn empathy in 2018.
It's a virtue.
It's a virtue.
Yeah. Just like patience. So it's something that you learn based on your circumstance and based on choice and based on your self-image, where you want to go, who you want to be. So, because we're born egocentric, right? Like kids are egocentric.
Yeah, kids are like mine.
Yeah, like all that. Like even worse than that. I have a 2-year-old at home, so I know. But the point is that I think empathy. There's I'm a name drop in that Dr. Brene Brown. She talks about, she does talks on like shame, and she had this small video about what empathy really is. So I'm gonna ask you.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask you.
What is empathy?
Or illustrate like
my situation.
How
situation of empathy is when you look at another human being and say, that person is that person. What if I was that person? How would I think? Is it okay to think that way? I can't judge that. Mm-hmm. I can't judge how somebody else thinks. Mm-hmm. I have to understand, how would I think if I was that person doing what that person is doing. I can't call anybody ignorant if I have empathy.
Oh no, you can. Shit. You can call people ignorant, man. I know a bunch of ignorant motherfuckers. And I'm empathetic to knowing I'm not gonna fuck with them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
But I mean, so I know where you're coming from though. I know you're saying that like you're putting yourself in someone else's experience and not snap judging people. I feel that. Like I want to take it like a step deeper when we're talking about empathy, because we're also talking about relationships. Yes. So I'm talking about empathy in relation to that, like the person that you're close to. So I'm talking to you right now, right? And if I say, if I'm empathetic to you, then let's say you stubbed your toe, like right now, you were like, oh shit, like it's the worst, like and you start bleeding and all that stuff, right? Sympathy will say, well, at least you didn't break your foot.
Oh.
Right? But people say that all the time.
Suck the blood out of your toe and spit it out and put a Band-Aid on it.
That's not empathy. That's crazy. So,
somebody did that for me one time after I stubbed my toe, and that was so beautiful. He sucked the blood out of my toe in the shower during coronavirus epidemic.
You need to stop snitching on yourself. You just snitched on yourself. During coronavirus.
What I do?
Shoot, you might got corona on your foot. Nah, I'm just joking. That is sweet though. Like,
it was beautiful.
Why do you have to put corona in that?
Because it was during the pandemic, and he sucked my blood out of my toe for pressure, and I was crying. He said, "Stop crying, it's okay."
Damn, he sounded mean.
Yeah, he was mean. He put a tissue on my foot.
Okay, that's really sweet, and that is an empathetic act. Because what you're doing when you're empathetic is you're feeling with the person. So I like to break it down and make it simple. You just have the ability to feel with someone.
Yes.
And that's That's what empathy is, and you need that in relationships.
Yes.
I think having empathy would be the main focus. So, like, if your partner's coming to you and they tell you something that makes you feel uncomfortable, if they come to you and they tell you something like, hey, like, man, I meant to tell you before, but I went on a second date with somebody, and I'm gonna tell you I came like 6 times.
Ooh, that would make me hot.
Oh, God.
That would make me like.
That's incredible.
That would make me kind of jealz though.
Thank you.
Because I'll be like,
it would
came
not make
6
you just
times,
so hot.
and I
like,
wanted to see it come out, and I didn't get to see it. I wasn't there. But
Okay.
it's like, it's okay because I love you. And you're gonna come 6 times for me, right?
But the thing is, that sounds like jealousy. That might not happen, dude. Okay.
Okay, but 3 times. Is that okay?
All right. So the point is you're gonna be jealous a little bit. You know
I
what
was a little jealous.
But if you tell yourself, so self-talk is important. So if you
Yes.
tell yourself,
I
like,
talk to myself a lot.
yeah. Good, Ebony. Yeah. I mean, I think that, you know, the empathy. Once you tell yourself, oh, well, that's incredible. Like, what's next? You know, think about the things that come to your mind when you're saying, like you said early, what if I was in those shoes, right?
I would have been like, I would have had fun coming 6 times. And I'm like, well, you know what, bro?
I think you're riding on the semantics a little bit much. Like, I said 6 times because I just, like, couldn't come up with anything else better.
But I would be happy for you that you came 6 times, bro. I wish I was in your shoes. Empathy. I love you.
It sound like envy. Like, I wish I was in your shoes. Girl, you mad at him, man. What you talking about?
No, I think I would just go to bed and masturbate.
You wouldn't give him that?
No, I would.
I mean, he came 6 times. That dude needs some. I
But
don't
if
even
he
know if I
says-
could do that. When I've
if
only
he
heard
says-
women doing that. Like, I don't
If he
think I've
says,
ever came 6
oh,
times
but
in a
babe,
night.
I need a break. I'll be like, okay, cool. We'll do it tomorrow then.
Okay.
Yeah.
And you feel okay?
Yeah.
Then you might be non-monogamous.
We need to figure out what the fuck I am.
All right, so today our main
We're gonna find out my
course
sexual
and test
orientation.
is no. Your sexual orientation?
I'm sorry, my relationship orientation.
Okay, like, dang, sexual orientation. I thought you said what it was.
I'm heterosexual.
Okay.
I'm not gay. I just play. Okay.
So, have you heard of the Kinsey scale?
What is the Kinsey scale?
Yeah, it has like a barometer. Like, so he had the theory that no one was like 100% one orientation, so you had to be some percent.
Yeah,
Like-
I'm probably like 70.
So if you're a 0 on the Kinsey scale, if you're a 0, then you're like 100% hetero or 100% homosexual
I'm like 78% heterosexual.
and 22% homosexual.
Homosexual, yeah.
Or
I just made that
so
up.
we would call that pansexual.
Pansexual, yeah, I'm Oh shit! Okay, so I just figured out my sexuality today. I just figured out my sexuality today. Okay, so I'm pansexual, you guys.
Her
Okay.
sexual orientation is pansexual.
I'm pansexual. Okay, cool.
If there was a 0 on the Kinsey scale, I'm definitely that.
Okay.
Like, cause I hug the homies, but I'm not like, ooh, I feel a little tingle down there. Never. I don't ever
So
feel
we're
a
gonna
tingle.
find out Ebony's hetero. Oh, I'm sorry.
Ebony's what
Relationship orientation.
Got
What
you.
am I? I am confused about my relationship orientation. So we're gonna find out. So let me tell you about me.
Okay.
Just repeating, I can date multiple people because I'm on a quest to find my husband. But if my husband wanted to be polyamorous, I can totally do that. If he wanted to be monogamous, I can totally do that. But before you become
Interjection.
Uh-huh.
If he wanted to be polyamorous, why is that okay if you're married opposed to not being married?
Well, because I feel like once I get married, first of all, I'm a sub. So whatever my man wants in the relationship orientation, I can handle that because I can do all of it. I can be,
You're submissive. I get it.
yeah, I can be.
You just want to be in a nesting.
And I want a nesting partner, and I don't care if it's monogamous, polyamorous, non-monogamous.
So, like, if you
or
marry a guy and he's
relationship
like,
swinger.
so if he's like, hey, he just Like, hey, I want to be polyamorous.
I'll be like, let's do it. But when he gets down on one knee, I'm going to ask you today, going forward, are we open, closed, polyamorous, what? We can change this anytime.
So you're saying that it's a spectrum.
Yes, there's a spectrum.
So finding your relationship orientation is going to be like a needle in a haystack.
Yeah.
We're not about to find your damn relationship orientation if you just like saying, I'm fluid as fuck. I'm fluid as fuck. Like, whatever you want to do, babe.
Yeah,
You
that's
put a
how I
ring
feel.
on my finger, so as long as I get married,
Yeah.
you can do what the fuck you want. Because now I'm fucking married.
Yeah.
It's like on The Color Purple. I's married now. Like,
I's married
what the fuck?
Okay, so let's just say I just want to get married. I want a nesting partner.
Yeah, yeah. And
I want babies.
I think there's nothing. That's completely.
I'm fluid.
That makes perfect sense. That's relationship goals.
Okay.
Um,
Yes, they are.
And you know, my advice to you probably shouldn't tell every guy that you're looking for your husband. Just gonna throw that out
Okay.
there. Just
But they
because
start acting a certain way when I tell them that.
men do not like relationship pressure. Just gonna let you know that.
Okay,
And if you go out once with a guy and you guys are hitting it off, and you're like, I want to meet my husband, he's gonna be like, oh my god, really? Can we just
how
like
many
go to
females-
Disneyland?
But how many females say that to men?
Oh man, I've heard it a bunch.
Really?
Yeah, I've heard. I mean, but indirectly, like, this is what I want, and then like,
No,
say,
I'll be like, look, brother.
yeah, nah, that's too much pressure, dude.
But it's like, how many females do that? Not a lot.
But they see. This is the thing. Men
I'm gonna
already
be direct.
think. Men already think women think that way, and I guess you just manifest it, and he just kind of like, if he's already uncomfortable with this shit, it's gonna just come out in all kinds of ways. Like, oh
if he's
shit,
like-
she really said that shit. Oh shit.
If it's uncomfortable, I want to find
sweating
out.
under his arms and everything. He doesn't-
If it's uncomfortable, if you're uncomfortable about it, I'm gonna find out, and I'm like, next. I want somebody that's gonna say, okay,
You're not gonna find that right away.
okay.
You takes time. So this is what I'm saying. Like, and I've turned into your relationship counselor. All of
Okay,
a
thank
sudden.
you.
Shit. Damn. Okay. So, yeah, no, you won't find that within the first like month. Like, you're gonna have to put in some time. And what you should do, for any woman that is uncomfortable with being non-monogamous, because honestly, I feel like women are more uncomfortable with it, with being that way, and they actually feel like it's okay, and then men are just afraid of it.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So it's a different emotion from both men and women. But women are like, so I have a close friend, and she's like, man, so I got a guy out here back home, but I have a guy here, and I'm just cool with like maybe just having both of them.
Yeah.
And she loves, like, She Gotta Have It, you know what I'm saying? She loves the movie and everything. You know, She Gotta Have It, Spike Lee. She had,
I
like,
haven't watched that.
Oh my god. Yeah. Anyway, that's okay. You get to keep your black card for the moment. She Gotta Have It is about a woman that is polyamorous and pansexual, and she has a relationship with these three guys, and they're.
Oh, I gotta watch
It's
that.
so great. It's so great. It's on Netflix. I think.
Oh, okay, cool. She's gotta have it. I'm gonna watch it tonight.
You
I've
need
never
to
heard
watch
of
this
that.
shit. Wow.
I've never heard
I'm so
of it.
shocked. I'm shocked by you.
I lost my black card in
leave.
7th grade.
I'm getting up and I'm just joking. I'm not leaving. I'm not
He's
leaving.
gonna leave the show.
But what were you saying? I was talking over you.
No, it's okay. Let's talk about sex etiquette.
We're just moving on. We're not gonna close that
Yeah.
off. Like, you're gonna leave that open ended.
Yeah, because we're not
I was
gonna
gonna-
find my sexual orientation in 3 minutes.
Right, you're right. And honestly, I was
My
just
relationship orientation.
relationship orientation in 3 minutes. But I was just gonna give you advice, or any woman advice, to just to be comfortable in the way they actually feel, because just because you're seeing multiple people doesn't mean that you can't have a committed relationship.
Yes.
And I do understand, like, you being a sub, like, you're also a sub to society too. So society can be aggressive and say, "Oh, you need to do it this way," and you're like, "Okay, I'll fall in line."
I've been
so,
through that.
and women will be like, "Oh, I'll just fall in line to the traditional thing. This dude wants to marry me, and, you know, all this stuff. I'll marry him, and the sex is kind of good, and I love him, yeah." But then they end up cheating on him, and they're not honest with him. You know what I mean?
Ooh,
So
you gotta be honest. If I have sex with another guy and I didn't tell you before I had sex with the other guy, I have to tell you that I had sex with the other guy. It fucks up my conscience.
and I hear you on that. You know what I mean? I mean,
Because I was so honest all the time through all the other relationships. How come I can't be honest with this one? Because it is not cheating if you tell the truth.
Cheating is deception.
Yeah,
right?
if I'm not gonna deceive you and say, look, I had sex with no guy. I had sex
It
with a guy
could
with
be
no
cheating
condom.
if the boundaries of your relationship are that you guys are exclusive.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you went and had sex with someone else and you guys have a boundary that says we're sexually exclusive to one another.
Okay. Yeah, that's true.
That's the definition of monogamy. Meaning that you're sexually involved with one person at a
Monogamy
time.
is kind of hard.
Monogamy, nobody's successful at it.
It's hard.
Well, I won't say nobody, but there's a small percentage. Like, I will say this. If you've been married to somebody for 30 years, most likely 80% of the people have had sex with, like, someone else, like, during that time.
And I feel like, okay, it's okay if you have sex with other people as long as I know about it. I feel like my husband, we just have to be open or polyamorous or...
I like to say a term called, like, honesty is the new monogamy. You know? Like...
Okay.
Honesty being the focal point, whereas monogamy used to be the main focal point and the main, like, unsaid obvious thing. Like, when you get hot and heavy, now you're, even though it's nonverbal, you're just, like, exclusive now since we fucked. Like, we're exclusive. You know what I'm saying? You know how people, like, jump to that conclusion?
I can't stand that.
But people do
yeah,
it.
That's
No, it's
true.
a very
normal
normal
thing. A lot of women
thing.
do it.
Yeah, and men do it too. They're just
Okay.
ain't as verbal about it. You know what
Okay.
I'm saying? Like, they, you know, because of the guys, the ego. They're like, oh, man, you know, because... You know, guys aren't labeled for sleeping around like women are.
Exactly.
So, and that, which should change. But, you know, that's just my position on that. But yeah, dude, like, you probably, we already agreed that you're just, like, your relationship orientation
is non-monogamous.
Non-monogamous.
Fluid.
It's just fluid.
I'm fluid.
Yeah, you just
And
fluid.
I'm pansexual.
Yeah, there you go. All right, so moving on.
Okay, cool.
God.
Sex etiquette. Let's talk about threesomes.
About threesomes?
Yes, sex
Oh.
etiquette.
Okay, yes. So ask me anything.
Okay, so what is good etiquette during a threesome?
Good etiquette. Good sounds like an ultimate term. But I would say, like, etiquette that will help the experience be, like, memorable and better is for men not to focus only on PV sex.
PV, penis vagina.
Yeah, penis vagina sex. As men, of course, we think of penis vagina sex probably more than women.
No cunnilingus, no fellatio. Just,
No, men perform cunnilingus naturally
Okay.
because we're wise enough to know that, yeah, I better get down there and do some, you know.
Do some work.
And we know about fellatio because we
Enjoy
love
it.
getting some head. Yeah, no
Yeah.
doubt. Like, so, but what I'm talking about is a mind state, like a mental state going into it. So, enjoy watching somebody get pleasure and, like, try not to jump in the middle of it. And I'm only
I had an issue with that.
I'm only saying this because I've learned from experience on what not to do and what to do. And I had, you know, a relationship with two women that were very, very, very blunt. You know what I'm saying? Blunt. Like, they're like, you need to stop hovering around us like the moon. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that shit happened to me before. I was, like, hovering around, like...
They were trying to enjoy each other. And they said, fuck you.
No, they were just like, you're just annoying. Like, why don't you just, like, you know, stuff like that. But they were nicer about it, but I'm just getting to the point. The point is that, like, they taught me a lot through experience. I mean, I realized that, honestly, I'm not a big fan of threesomes, a lot of threesomes.
Okay.
You know, I know some people do like the group sex aspect, but etiquette would involve, like, just first off the mental state. Don't focus on PV sex for men. This is for men. I can't give advice to women because I'm not one. But
So what should they focus on?
pleasure and giving pleasure. That's it. Whatever that entails. And asking, like, you know, hey, what do you want me to do? And reading the room. So reading the room is a big thing because
I do that well at sex parties.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to tell us how you do that.
Okay, so what I do in sex parties is I always ask someone, "Do you have a master?" And then I say, "Okay,
This is kink, like as in like
dom and
dominatrix.
stuff
Okay.
like that." You know, it's like
But not all sex parties are like that, though.
now. I always goes to the BDSM. Like
Oh,
one time,
okay.
I usually the owner of the sex club was my master, and he was cool with me doing whatever with anybody because he's the owner. He has a lot of things going on. I had a dude walk up to me with his penis out and start jacking off at my face, and I said, "No, yo, you have to ask for consent
That's
to
true.
touch me, put your penis out in front of me." And he kept doing stuff, and I put him on my side. I said, "Yo, how long have you been doing this? This is my third time going to a party." That's what he's saying. This is my third time. I said, "You're gonna have to stop and watch
Yeah, that's
and ask for
very
permission."
You
And
need.
he said,
yeah.
"Please," to me. He said, "Can I?" He said, "Can I please be with you?" I said, "No, because you failed. You failed the test."
And
So
men need to be
I
okay with that too. Men need to be okay and understand that you got to suck before you get good.
Yeah.
So, wherever your balanced place is, if it's just watching and you want to go into that arena, that's fine. I'm personally not into sex parties, but I am into being with multiple women.
Yeah.
So, like, I like the close aspect of having like just two women, like for some reason. But like I don't always have to have the threesome.
Yeah. I love threesomes. Me and my best friend do threesomes, and then here's the thing: we're not girlfriends. Like, we're not.
Your
girlfriends.
best friend?
Me and my bestie.
That's
my
crazy.
homegirl. And we're not.
But that's
even-
not crazy. Actually, it makes a lot of sense.
And we
'cause
don't
guys
even
do that
come
all
at
the
each other
time.
with the gay stuff.
No,
But
no,
when
no.
we're
no.
with a guy, we be like, we both think you're cute.
That's what's up.
Yeah, and then we just walk away and be like, "Hey, best friend, let's go get some ice cream."
That's and that's
That's
what,
it.
What's
We don't do shit together like with other guys.
oh
you know?
yeah, no, I get that. That makes sense. I mean,
Yeah,
so have you had like so that experience that
I've
you
had a bad threesome.
Okay.
The bad threesome was when I was pleasing a girl, and the guy was getting kind of like, "Well, I want to get in there," and she was like, wait, oh wait, hold on, babe."
Oh my
Step back."
god. Okay.
So then I'm like going at it, and then he's like, "Well, what the hell? I gotta get mine too. You gonna get yours, and I'm not gonna get mine." So he put his dress on, right? He got a dress, and
Hold
I
on,
started
hold on.
pleasing him with a dress on.
He was
He was a cross dresser.
okay. Damn,
So-
but you made him sound like a big burly
He
man.
was.
And he put a dress
He
on.
put a dress on. I started pleasing him afterwards, and she's like telling him like, don't be doing that in front of people. And you supposed to leave that behind closed doors. And he's like, so you get to get yours, and I can't get mine. So it was just like this huge argument.
This is great.
And then I was like,
It sounds like in the moment it sounds bad, but when you're telling the story, I'm so entertained.
it was.
It sounds like an awful experience. I don't
It
want
was
to be in that
awful,
room.
but it was a foursome, and my partner went to go get some beer, and then I was like, okay, let's keep going, and then just went bad without
Yeah.
my partner there.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I'm trying to think if I've had a bad threesome because I kind of pick them very, very meticulously, like
I don't know how to do that.
because because when I have the opportunity, I just kind of like, oh, do I want this? And if I want it, then I'll go for it. You know, I did have a bad threesome.
Okay, explain it. Let's talk about it.
Well, I don't know. Maybe it wasn't that bad. I mean, okay, so I felt bad because it was like one of my first ones. So,
That's normal.
so I was in my early 20s and and these two girls, one actually my friend, like, I don't know if they were actually seeing each other, but they kind of had a thing going.
2 girls or 2 guys? 2 girls. Of course.
Two girls that both their name, well, it's past the statute of limitations. So Joanna and Anna, okay, is their names, okay?
Okay.
And Anna didn't like my friend, but my friend was trying to get with Anna, right? And so Anna was like, I'm not really feeling them, yada yada yada. But they were in my apartment and they were drinking and they were on my bed, and I was like, I called my friend. I said, hey, you need to come here because Anna's drunk and she wants, she's trying to get busy, bro. Like, you got to come.
Hey, Anna sound like
and
me.
he's like, oh no, I'm far away, or I don't want to come. Like, just whatever.
Excuse,
he was doing something else And he was like, "Oh, I'm not gonna come in. Just make sure she's okay. I guess you know what I mean."
So you did his job.
So yeah, that's essentially what happened. Like we had this threesome. It was actually really great experience, like from a sexual perspective. But then afterwards, Anna went out and went and found another guy, brought him back to my room, and fucked him on my floor. That was really weird.
And she wanted you to join in, huh?
No.
Okay.
Literally, like it was like dawn at this point, and then she gets up and she goes and picks up some dude and comes back and they're smashing on the floor. And I'm in the bed, I'm looking at Joanna like, whoa, like she just went and got old dude and like she smashed. And I mean, they're smashing. They're not even like they don't care. They're like they're like horses. You know what I'm saying? Just going at it. Like, and I'm like, damn, man.
You don't want to see the other guys dick and shit?
I didn't care really.
Yeah, okay.
I was just like, dang, man, my friend, he's gonna be like, oh, Anna's a hoe, bro. I just what it is.
Anna sound like me. I'm Anna.
I mean, I don't mean as hoe as in a derogatory way. I mean like as in like she's a slut.
She just down for the shits.
Yeah, I mean, and there's nothing wrong with being a slut.
I ain't nothing wrong with being a slut.
I consider there's a way to be an ethical slut.
Yeah.
Read the book.
Okay, I still haven't read that damn book.
And then there's a way to be an unethical slut. And
I'm
unethical
all of
slut
it.
is
I'm
a
all of it. I'm all the sluts.
You're all the sluts? You're unethical too?
I'm unethical, ethical, blase. I'm all that shit.
Yeah.
I'm a slut.
Got you. And so pretty much I felt bad because my buddy got upset with me about it. You know what I mean? And I told him, no, you can still, I'm never going to sleep with her again. Like, it's her friend, it's her roommate that actually likes me. And they liked each other. And then we were watching a comedy show. And then I said, hey, when I come back, take your tops off. And when I come back, your tops should be off. And they're like, and they're laughing, and they're like, they take their tops off, and I'm like, perfect. So I jump in the middle.
Damn, they listen, they subs.
Yeah. I mean, maybe they are. I don't know. This was a long time ago.
I know.
Oh, you know. Okay. So, but I like to tell. I guess I'm not full on.
So we gotta close it up.
Okay.
I want to get you an opportunity to tell everybody where they can find you on the Verse podcast.
Oh, okay. So back to the Verse. Completely different from what we were talking about. But the Verse podcast is on every podcast platform. So Apple Podcasts, Stitcher, Spotify, Anchor, all the Real FM, all those, and
they talk about hip hop, baby.
So yeah, we're a hip hop podcast that focuses on nostalgia driven playlists, and we just go in. You know what I mean? We talk about everything.
And my name is Ebony Dotson. I'm an actress and radio host. You're going to see my first debut next year. Yeah, it's taking a long time. We're filming in June. But you're going to see me on the TV, y'all. Something like that. So, catch me on YouTube.
I'm Darray Amison. Yeah.
Darray Amison, Ebony Dotson.
Gotcha.
Enjoy.
Look at my face. I'm like, oh, this is getting good.
If you love me, I'm a love.
Girl,
I do. I be telling my business.
Man, why she snitching on herself like that, bro? I was like, you can't be doing this.
I tell my business.
Yeah, I can see that.
My mama said I need to stop telling my personal business. But I'm crazy though.
If you love me, let me love you back. I'm the type of woman that can
Talking about my threesome.
through your pettiness.
I'm too much. No, but here's the
There's a few things.